ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नम ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन् इति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna. My humble obeisances to all the devotees. I heartily welcome everyone, especially children, for our Purushottama Yoga series. In the last week, we discussed the first five shlokas of the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. This week, we'll discuss the next five shlokas. Today, we'll discuss the sixth shloka. During this auspicious month of Purushottam, we are getting to discuss the Purushottama Yoga of the 15th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. By Prabhupada's grace, by the grace of so many Vaishnava Acharyas, we have access to this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. They have presented Bhagavad Gita with their wonderful explanations, and those explanations of these wonderful scriptures are a great source of nourishment in our spiritual life. So we should feel fortunate and we should make our feeble attempt to understand them and apply them in our lives. So let's go through a quick review of what we have discussed so far. In the first shloka, Krishna spoke about an upside down tree. This is basically the material world, which is compared to a tree, which is reflection tree. Original tree is the spiritual world, reflection tree is the material world, and its roots are upwards and branches are downwards. In the second shloka, Krishna spoke how gunas, or the sattvagun, rajogun, tamogun, they nourish this tree, they help the tree grow, and our own karma, fruitive activities also make the tree grow. In the third shloka, Krishna said that we need to cut this tree with the axe, with the weapon of detachment. We should be detached from material pleasures. Next, in the fourth shloka, Krishna said that after cutting this material tree, you come to the original tree. You come to my abode, my spiritual planet. Krishna is lovingly inviting us to his spiritual planet. In the fifth shloka, Krishna also spoke about the qualities that we need to cultivate to reach his spiritual planet. And in the sixth shloka, Krishna describes the qualities of his abode, qualities of his planet. You see, in the previous shloka, Krishna spoke about the qualities that we need to develop to reach his abode. In this shloka, sixth shloka, which we are going to discuss today, Krishna talks about the qualities of that spiritual planet, qualities of Krishna's abode. Right? Let's recite this shloka. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. Let's recite once again. न तद्भासयते सूर्यो न शशाङ्को न पावकः यद्गत्वा न निवर्तन्ते तद्धाम परमं मम. There are so many qualities of the spiritual world. But in this shloka, Krishna describes one prominent quality of the spiritual world. What is that? Spiritual world is self-effulgent, self-luminous. In this material world, during the daytime, we need sun to provide light. During the night time, we need the moon to provide light. Uh, when you close your doors of all the doors of your home, sunlight is not entering, moonlight is not entering. We need electricity or we need fire to illuminate the room. Basically, this material world is dark. Material universe is dark. To provide some light in this material universe, Krishna arranged for the sun, the moon, fire, and electricity. But these four things are not required in the spiritual world. That's the prominent theme of this shloka. He says, Tad dhama paramam mama, that is my supreme spiritual abode. Mama means my. Whose? Krishna's. Dhama means abode. Paramam means supreme. So that is my supreme spiritual abode. What is the nature of the supreme spiritual abode of Krishna? First point. Natad bhasayate surya. Surya means sun. So sun doesn't illuminate Krishna's planet. Bhasayate means illuminating. And how does it get illuminated? By moon? No. Shashanka means moon. Na Shashanko. Krishna says moon doesn't illuminate my planet. Then Pavaka, fire illuminates? No. Na Pavakaha. Krishna used the word na three times. Na. Right? Natad bhasayate suryo. Sun doesn't illuminate my planet. Shashanka, moon does not illuminate planet. Pavaka, fire does not illuminate my planet. Electricity does not illuminate my planet. Basically, Krishna's supreme spiritual planet is self-luminous, self-effulgent, right? So that's one quality discussed in the shloka. Second point, Krishna says, Yad gatva nanivartante. Yad gatva means going there. When you go to supreme planet of Krishna, nanivartante, you don't have to come back to this material world. No need to return to this world. Once you go there, no need to come back. Right? So this is the simple meaning of this shloka. I hope it's very clear. In short, Krishna says, my planet is supreme planet. Krishna's spiritual world is the supreme place in the entire existence. Material world is not supreme. And there, everything is self-luminous. Krishna has a self-effulgent body. Brahman effulgence comes from Krishna. And that effulgence coming from Krishna's divine transcendental body illuminates the entire spiritual universe. Right? Not only Krishna, Krishna's associates are also self-effulgent. Gopas, Gopis, Vaikuntha-vasis, Ayodhya-vasis, all of them have self-effulgent bodies. They have spiritual bodies. Spiritual bodies are self-effulgent. And Krishna's abode is self-effulgent. Krishna is self-effulgent. Krishna's devotees or eternal associates are self-effulgent. And Krishna's abode is also self-effulgent. And by Krishna's causeless mercy, he manifests himself with his own self-effulgent spiritual body in this material world sometimes as avatars. Krishna descends from the spiritual world to the material world as an avatar in a human form. Although he plays the role of a human being in this world, as a cowhead boy in Goloka, in Vrindavan, or as a prince in Dwaraka, or as a warrior in some other places, he has a self-effulgent body. He has his supreme lord. And he also manifests his spiritual abode also in this material world. So Krishna manifests his Bhauma Vrindavan. That is Goloka Vrindavana. This is Bhauma Vrindavan, earthly Vrindavan, right? So here also everything is spiritual. And there is Dwaraka Dham, there is Ayodhya Dham, and there is Mathura Dham. So Krishna manifests himself and his devotees and his abodes in the material world also, so that we get a glimpse of the spiritual world, right? And in fact, these earthly abodes of the Lord are non-different from the supreme spiritual abode, right? But Krishna manifests himself in this earthly plane and performs so many pastimes to create a subject matter for our discussion to attract our attention towards himself. Let's go deep into this. When Krishna appeared in Bhauma Vrindavan, once Indra created a devastating rainfall. And Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain and held on the tip of his little finger of his left hand for 7 days and 7 nights. I think everyone knows this story, including the children. So Krishna lifted Govardhan mountain. There's darkness everywhere. There's rain and floods everywhere. There's no sun, there's no moon, there is no electricity. But under that Govardhan, all the Vrajavasis were not in darkness. Krishna has a self-effulgent body, and all of them are also spiritual in nature. The Balram also self-effulgent body. All of them, Gopas and Gopis, are eternal associates of Krishna. They have self-effulgent bodies. Thus, they did not experience any darkness under Govardhan also, even in Bhauma Vrindavan. Basically, spiritual world is completely eternal, spiritual, peaceful, beautiful, full of loving service, full of devotees, no envious people, no materialistic people, no theistic people, no demoniac people here. It's free from all miseries. No birth, no disease, no old age, no death, no fears, no anxieties. So anxiety is called Kuntha, and Vaikuntha is the place where there is no anxiety. So in spiritual world, there are so many places, so many abodes. For example, in the Vaikuntha abode, the Supreme Lord manifests himself as Lord Narayana, right, in a four-handed form. And he is lovingly served by Mother Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi. And Narayana and Mahalakshmi stay in Vaikuntha in the spiritual world, and they are lovingly served by so many Vishnu Dutas, so many Lakshmis. All the ladies in Vaikuntha are called Lakshmis, thousands of them. So all these Vishnu Parshadas are Vishnu Dutas and Lakshmis. They serve Mahalakshmi and Lord Narayana in the spiritual world. And every Vaikunthavasi has a private golden airplane. What do they do? In that airplane, they go along with their consorts. Vaimanika salalanascharitāni shashvat gayanti yatra shamalakshapanaani bhartuhu antarjalena vikasan madhumadhavinam gandhena khandita dhayopyanilam kshipantah. This is from the third canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vaimanika salalanaha charitani shashvat. While traveling in their private airplanes, along with their consorts, all the Vishnu Parshadas or Vaikuntha they happily glorify Krishna, glorify Lord Narayana, glorify Lord Hari, and they reject all kinds of enjoyment for personal enjoyment, and they become absorbed in glorifying Lord Hari, right? That is their activity in the spiritual world. Mhm. Gandhena Khandita Dhiyo. And in the Vaikuntha, even birds are great devotees of the Lord. Even plants are great devotees of the Lord. There is no envy or hatred amongst the birds and plants also. All the plants accept Tulasi Mata's superiority. Gandherchite tulasika bharanena tasya yasvimstapah sumanaso bahumanayanti. Let's discuss Vaikuntha qualities later. But in short, in Vaikuntha, everybody is lovingly serving Lord Narayana and Mahalakshmi is also serving Lord Narayana, and even birds are serving the Lord, and plants are serving the Lord. There is no envy, there is no hatred, there is no misery. That is Vaikuntha section of the spiritual world. And in that spiritual world, there is another planet called Ayodhya, where the Supreme Lord manifests himself as Lord Sri Ramachandra in a two-handed form. Narayana manifests himself in a four-handed form. He is served by Lakshmi Devi. But the same Lord manifests himself in a two-handed form as Lord Ramachandra in the spiritual world, and he is lovingly served by Mother Sita. And of course, we have Lakshmana, Bharata and Shatrughna, they also lovingly serve Lord Ramachandra, and mighty Hanuman, the greatest devotee of Lord Ramachandra, he also serves Lord Ram in the spiritual world. In the spiritual world, Natad Bhasate Suryo. And there is also a section called Dwaraka in the spiritual world. In Dwaraka, the Supreme Lord manifests himself in a two-handed form as Krishna and as a prince. Here, Krishna is lovingly served by all his devotees in a very majestic form. There is Satyabhama, there is Rukmini Devi, there is Devaki Mata, Rohini Mata, Balaramji. Sometimes Narad Muni comes there, Uddhava is there. So in Dwaraka Dham, Krishna manifests himself in a very majestic form as a royal prince, lovingly served by all his associates in a grand manner. There is grandeur, there is majesty, there is like royal facilities there in Dwarkadham. And similarly, there is another section in the spiritual world that is Goloka, Goloka Vrindavan. There, Krishna manifests himself as a cowhead boy, a sweet cowhead boy, very simple, looks like 15, 16-year-old boy eternally, and he plays flute. He wears a peacock feather. He's lovingly surrounded by all the gopis and the gopas and cows and calves and peacocks and parrots and monkeys. So that is Goloka Vrindavan. There, Krishna presents himself in a very, very sweet form. While in Dwaraka, majesty, grandeur, and opulence predominate, in Vrindavan, The predominating qualities are sweetness, simplicity, and very natural, pure love without any reverential feelings. That's how Krishna is served lovingly by all the Brajavasis. And in Brahma Samhita, Lord Brahma describes Vrindavan, the spiritual world. Shriyaha Kantaha Kantaha Paramapurushaha Kalpataravo. So Brahma says, Shriyaha Kantaha. In the spiritual world, in the Goloka section of the spiritual world, Vrajagopis are the supreme goddesses of fortune. Kantaha Paramapurushaha. And the enjoyer is the supreme personality, Krishna is a cowhead boy. Kalpataravo Druma. All the trees are wish fulfilling trees. Bhumis Chintamani Ganamayi. The land is made of transcendental touchstone, Chintamani. Toyam Amritam. Water is nectar. Kathaganam. Talking is singing. Natyam Gamanam. Walking is like dancing there. Vamshi Priyashaki. The constant companion of Krishna is Vamshi, means flute. Then Chidanandam Jyotihi Paramapi. The effulgence of the transcendental bliss is everywhere. So there is bliss, there is effulgence everywhere, and that is the most relishable Vrindavan abode. So these are some qualities of Krishna's abode, which Krishna spoke about in the sixth shloka of the 15th chapter. Of course, we elaborated that sixth shloka of the 15th chapter of Gita by taking some references from Bhagavatam also and Brahma Samhita also. And there are many other scriptures that describe the spiritual world. So that's about 15th chapter, 6th shloka. Tomorrow we'll discuss the 7th shloka. So far we have seen the material world and the spiritual world. We also have seen the way to go from material world to spiritual world. But in the 7th shloka, and from 7th shloka, Krishna talks about us, people rotting in the material world. Who are we? Why are we rotting here? We understood we are supposed to go to spiritual world, but what's keeping us in the material world? We will see more of it. Our own identity, our own entanglement in this material world, we can see from the 7th shloka onwards. Tomorrow we'll meet for that. Thank you very much. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.